Welcome to my channel, Donnery Love. Hi guys, today I want to talk about traveling. Yes, traveling through the pandemic. I know a lot of us is saying, oh, I'm not going to travel because what's going on in the world. And we understand what's going on in the world. I understand what's going on in the world. But when it comes to a point that you have to travel, you just have to travel. And I want to just talk about my experience and give you guys some little bit of tip what to expect and what not to expect in this time. So I travel to United Kingdom 1 to 2 times a year. And so my travel was getting expired and I need to travel. And at first, when the pandemic started out, I was like, oh, I'm not going to travel because I believe if I travel, you can get the COVID-19 more traveling. Because when COVID just come out, a lot of us scared to travel, right? I was one of those persons scared. But get to understand about the COVID more. I wasn't scared to travel on the plane anymore. If you protect yourself properly and keep your social distance, and get more knowledge, that you don't have to get the COVID by traveling. So for me, every time I decide to travel to London, the case getting higher and higher, and then London shut down. The first attempt that I tried to travel to London was in November, October, and then London shut down. I didn't get to travel. I shut down again. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just cancel for this year, 2020, and wait till 21. Okay, London opened up back in December, early December, and then I decided to travel then because it opened up. Okay, traveling to London, I never have a problem. Never. I want to explain that part to you guys. Okay, traveling to London, I never have a problem. But I was kind of a little bit of scared. However, I'm kind of a little bit of scared to travel to London because, not because of COVID-19, but because I'm going to another country and I scared of what immigration gonna say to me. That was my like little bit of like, oh my God, I wonder what immigration gonna ask me when I reach, right? So I was a little bit scared on that point and what immigration gonna ask me to enter in the country, because at the time when I was traveling, it wasn't for like school, it wasn't for like business, it was my personal business that I want to go to the UK for. So it was like personal to me. Anyway, I do my research to go to the London, and I do everything that required. They have you have to fill out a form online, and once you fill out that form and give them all the information, and and they're okay. So I did that. I filled out all my information, and that was perfectly. I go to the airport and I travel, and when I land at Heathrow, everything was perfect. So I landed at Heathrow, and I started to get nervous now because I'm like, what these people gonna ask me, but guess what? I never ever see an immigration. Not even one immigration come to me. So I go to Heathrow. All I have to do, take a picture and scan my passport and go. I was like, what? All this time was worrying to come to London and there's no immigration. Nobody don't ask me anything. I was like, wow, it's good. Only thing I still have to follow. I still have to do my 14 days quarantine, which I done, and I done that perfectly. So I did my quarantine, which I know that I have to do. However, I did my 14 quarantine, which I know that I fill out my form that I know that I have to do. So I did that. That was okay. So I went to the airport, and like, no immigration, nothing at all. I take my bag and like, I am rich. Nobody don't say anything to me, But after I reach, I get an email saying, I'm in the country and I have to, follow by all the rule. And I did follow the rule. That was okay. The only problem I have, so, okay, my 14-day was quarantine was done on Christmas Day over there. So I said, perfect. I never have a problem doing the 14 days because I at that time I said I would get some time for myself and relax and get some me time and do some more research in my YouTube video, or do something that value my time. At that time I would have an issue with the internet, so it's like I never have internet that much because I have a problem with the internet, so I couldn't get to do what I planned to do during the time I'm gonna be quarantined because my internet was giving me a problem a lot. Anyway, that passed. My quarantine up on the 25th, which is Christmas Day. And Christmas Day, I, go on the road and I do regular stuff. I still, I do regular stuff. As I see that London was a little bit of, it was still quarantine. People were still quarantined, but people were still on the road, but not as much as, regular time. Anyway, going to London, I never have a problem saying that to you guys. It was okay going to London. Okay, my problem was after 2 weeks, did my quarantine for 2 weeks. After about 4 to 5 days before my flight to get back home now, I get an email. Air Canada, cancel my flight. This is where the story began. Air Canada canceled my flight. Okay, they canceled my flight, said there are some cases break out in the United Kingdom, said they're gonna shut down all flights to Canada. So they rebooked me to another 5 days after flight on the 7th of January, which I never planned to travel back on the 7th. I planned to travel back home on the 3rd. But that happened, and I said, okay. Anyway, I called Air Canada and asked them what's going on and why the flight canceled, and they explained that to me, and they said I must listen more news and ask them if there's any chance, if anything gonna change to come back home in Canada. They said not at this moment, but the government will drop a message the 1st of January. Look out for that message, because I was an issue with my internet during all this time. I didn't get whatever the government dropped. I never see that. I was trying to search. I searched, but I didn't get that because I have BBC on my YouTube channel, and I have news channels come in frequently. So I never see that message. So a couple days before my flight now, I check my email. When I check my email, I see that they have all Canadian flying, not even Canadian, everyone that flying on here Canada, coming to Canada, have to take a COVID-19 test before they can get home. That's when everything starts to really. Remember, we leave our country, we Canadians, and we into another country. And what upset me so much a little bit is because they cancel our flight. Couple days after, they send us a new news that we have to take a test to get back home. When I received the test, it was like 4 o'clock in the evening, London time. That's when I received my email, and I said, "Wow, I have to take a COVID test before they get my flight Friday," and that was like Wednesday, Thursday. It was Thursday. No, Wednesday I get the email, and I said I have to take a test. Remember now, I'm not British. I don't really know London, but where my surrounded. So I was like, I have to find somewhere to take the test. I started to search online and get some information. Where can I take a COVID test, because I need to get home now. I'm 1 week overdue into a country, so I need to get back home. Anyway, we search online. We see Metaspot, something like that. They have a lot of Metaspot in London, and remember, when I search online, it's $150 to take the COVID test, and you have to do it yourself. It's a kit. You have to do your test by yourself, and it's a kit. what upset me a little bit again, I was like thinking, back in Canada, we don't do our test by ourselves. We have our pharmacy that, you know, do our tests. So why we have to do our test by ourselves? So I get the kit, I purchase the kit, and get the kit that, you know, I have to do what I have to do, because in this time I need to cut back home now, you know. So whatever I have to do to get back home, I said I'm gonna do it. So I buy the kit, $150 for the kit. I went back home, I do the test. I have a little video with the test. I done the test by myself. Then I have to go back to the pharmacy and drop off that COVID test that I done for myself. And that was the other day, Wednesday. Then Thursday I have to drop it off. Then I have to wait for the result. So they tell me I will get the result in 1 day time. So my result will come out before my flight book. That was Friday, my flight to book to catch back to Air Canada. Anyway, I did a test. I drop off back the test and waiting for the result. Anyway, and Friday now, to get back to Canada, I go to Heathrow back to book my flight. All now, at that time, I didn't receive my COVID result to get back to my flight. But anyway, I still prepared myself to get back home because I still have a flight to catch. Hoping I will get the email before I receive. Hoping to get by the email before I get my flight. I didn't get an email. And when I reach at the airport, the result is 72 hours. In 72 hours, the result is active. After 72 hours, you have to do back the test. So when I reached at the airport, I was like, I explained to Air Canada, like, I get the email late. Number one, I do my test and I'm still waiting for the result. Can I go on the flight? They said, no, you have to get the flight. You have to have a negative test to go on the flight. So I missed my flight, 2 o'clock British time. I missed my flight. I'm like, really? So anyway, they lead us back to go to talk to customer service. So I talked to customer service. At customer service now, I said, how can I get... So anyway, everybody around me, you hear a lot of people around me. You have other people around me talking of issue who missed the flight. And this young lady were missed her flight. She was going Quebec. And over her, she was saying that she take the wrong test. That Canada government never explained the test that we must do to get back home. And I over here and I listened and I went to customer service and I asked them, so I not even know that Heathrow offer test there. So I'm saying to you guys, if you guys gonna travel, do your research. Also, ask question on the airline. Air Canada not even tell us that Heathrow offer a test, because I could do my test here for $80. It's even cheaper. 80 pounds. And I never know that until I reach Heathrow. So when I at customer service now and I explain the situation, can I get back a flight tomorrow? She said yes. All she has to do is open a ticket and then I get back the flight. Anyway, my email come at that time. I couldn't go on the flight and I still have to do a second COVID test. The COVID test I had done, the kit that I done was a PCR kit. I done that PCR, but I couldn't get on the flight back to Canada. So I have to take another test at Heathrow, cost 80 pounds. And that was the lung test. The lung test was much easier, and I feel comfortable with somebody doing the test than me, because you know when I am doing the test, I'm like, oh, you know, and you see my mind. So when I do the test at Heathrow, you have to wait 1 hour time to get back the result. Even though I missed my flight, I did take back a test at Heathrow, and I was waiting for my result in 1 hour time to see what the result's gonna be. So my result come out, it was negative. I said, thank God it was negative. Now I can book a flight to get back to Canada. Story go now. Ready to book my flight to go back to Canada now. So call Air Canada now. Okay. I need to book back a flight to go to Canada, to come back home to Canada. They're telling me that I have to pay $450 to get back on that flight. Yes, after I had already paid £150 for a CPR result that came out late. Then I have to take a lab test, which is £80. Then I have to take back a $450 flight. And I was asked Air Canada, why do I have to pay $450 for get back on a flight that I already paid for? It was bare excuse. So I'm doing this video to let you guys know I am not encourage anybody not to travel, because hear what I'm saying, we are all humans, right? We all as family over the world. Like me, I have family all over the world. And in this time, what going on, you have planned, you're earning and longing to see your relative or your loved ones. And if you make up your mind to travel, just do it the right way. Just do your research. Make sure that if you're working and you're taking vacation, you make your workplace know that anything can happen in this time. So you may be 1 week early, 1 week later, or whatever, 2 weeks late. You know what I mean? Make sure that you also know what's going on in the country. As I said, I went to London, everything was perfect. Nothing wasn't a problem. Getting back home was the problem, back to my country. You understand me? So going to another man's country, it was perfectly okay. But coming back home to my country was the problem, was giving me a headache. So I want to make this video. So if you guys are planning to travel, and it wasn't the only person was having issue getting back to Canada. I have relative that was in Jamaica having a Christmas function in Jamaica, and they have problem getting back home with this COVID test because the government never explained it properly to a lot of us. And when into another country, and even though if I'm a Jamaican and I go back to Jamaica and I must take a COVID test, I'm gonna get a little bit confused because I don't live in Jamaica. I don't know like where I'm gonna take that test. Where, I'm on vacation. You don't know. Even if I am a Jamaican and I want to go back home, and no matter where are you in the country, you understand me? You still get confused because I live in Canada. I know where to go to take a COVID test by Shoppers Drug Mart. I'm not British. I don't know where to go to take a COVID test. Even I am Jamaican born, still, I don't live in Jamaica. I don't know where in Jamaica to take a COVID test. You understand me? So I think that the moment Air Canada, the government, not even Air Canada, the government issue out, cancel the flight, they could tell us that, okay, cancel the flight, but you guys have to get a COVID test. So prepare yourself in that 72 hours to take the test. If 3 to 4 days after you get an email saying you have to take the test before your flight. So everybody get confused. So whoever gonna take a flight, they're gonna miss their flight. A lot of people at the airport, a lot of elderly people there who like confused. They want to get back home. And I mean, it don't matter what. If you want to get back home, you have your job, you have your kids, you don't do whatever you have to do in a country. And you want to get back to your country that you feel comfortable with. You understand me? So in that point, when my negative test come out, I'm like, oh, thank God. And then when I enter the flight, I'm like, oh, thank God. And when I was land in Canada, I said, oh, thank God. Another thank God. Because, you just want to come home back after you finish what you're doing, whatever you're doing. And I'm not encouraging anybody not to travel want we do have to travel. Sometimes we have to travel because if you have somebody who passed in your family and you really want to go to that funeral, or you really want to visit somebody you haven't seen for years, and because we're all human and we need and not because we into a different country if you, like me, you have country or have family all over the world, yes, you can put off, so you can put off some vacation. If it's vacation, you can put it off. But if it's personally, if something personal to you and you have to travel and you have to do this, do your research before you enter into any country, because in this time anything can happen. Anything can happen in this time because we don't know what going to take place. So just prepare yourself. Prepare yourself that anything can happen. And this video is just letting you guys know to prepare yourself, not to tell you not to travel, but do your research more. Okay, as I said, my research going to London was perfectly fine. No problem. It's coming back home was the problem, if you understand me. So before you even leave your country, try to get some more information. If you leave your country, what you're going to expect to come back home. Okay, and it was like it was a little bit confusing to me leaving. Okay, I want to get back to my country, but my country not gonna let me back in because I don't have a COVID test. You understand me? So if I'm positive at that time, I have to stay in Britain for 14 days. So if I'm even gonna die, I have to die in Britain. You get me? Because they're not letting you back. And I was looking like a little confused about that part. I think our government but let us in, and after we do our tests, because in the end of the day, this is our country. We're not British, we're not Jamaican, we're not we're not citizen of other country. We're citizens of this to your country. So that was a little, I know they're trying to protect the flight attendant and all those people, and I perfectly agree, but let us know more. Let us don't drop a news on us so quickly that we get panic and don't know what to do. Because this is all, time and money. And I don't regret my traveling. I'm just like thinking like this could have angled even a little bit better. So guys, if you plan to travel at all, as I said, do your research in your country and in the country that you're going, because anything can happen. Okay? And this is the girl Donnery Love, leaving you with some love. And if you like this video or learn something from this video, thumbs me up, comment, tell me what you think. If it's like, comment and tell me if it was bad for me to travel. No, it wasn't bad. Because we have to do what we have to do. Comment and tell me, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed yet. And I'm gonna leave you with some love, and it's Donnery Love. Thank you.